What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 67 of my Total Warhammer 3 Zhatan the Black Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, a very interesting episode as the Great Goblin Heist was pulled off by our raider armies, traveling all the way from the Darklands, across the entire world, across the ocean, to steal the Widowmaker from under the noses of 10 High Elf full stacks and at least a dozen dragons, probably more, across all those armies. It's just fantastic. This is such a great emergent storytelling. Essentially, I gotta write this thing down that this happened and just sort of add it to a list of things like memorable characters from various Let's Plays that have been done over time, like Irogny from the Boris Ursus campaign and Mutant from the Skaven campaign, etc., etc. Anyway, I digress. It's been a while, but I'm still very amused by what happened. We have stolen the Sword of Cain, but unfortunately, with that comes what appears to be a loss. The Kazadni Grease convoy has passed through the territory of Karazakarak and will be brought down by them. Not much we can do about this because this is by far our weakest convoy, and well, there's certainly no way that we can kill either Ungrim or Thorgrim, even if we were able to heavily damage their armies, and I believe Ungrim is unbreakable as well, so not a big deal. If it is annoying, we can still hopefully damage their armies. In particular, I want those Hellstorm rocket batteries dead, so that'll be the main focus, but otherwise let's see what damage we can do. Alright, no speech from Mr. Kazadni here. I guess perhaps he knows the dangerous situation that he is in. Now, we do have a lot of enemies arrayed against us, arrayed against us, I should say, but we do have at least a couple of advantages. First of all, the train. The one train, which is taking surprising amounts of damage from the enemy. A rocket battery, huh? I didn't expect that much damage from it. But, well, hopefully we can win the exchange by moving. After all, the mortar can fire while moving, and we have to knock out those artillery pieces. Now, the enemy is staying still, despite the fact that they were the ones who attacked us. I think that this is because we hid most of our army in the trees here. They don't know they're here, and thus they have to deal with either our Skullcracker Dreadquake train or our Iron Demon. We do have our Lord and our Mage as well, and they are both flying around, so the enemy has a little recourse in attacking them as well. Perhaps we're also waiting for Ungrim's army to come along, but this is giving us time to destroy at the very least those Fire Rain rockets, or the Hellstorm rocket batteries, and that was the plan here. Also, luckily, we are just close enough to, I guess, Karak Kadrin for us to be close enough to a Dreadquake mortar battery, or a Dreadquake mega mortar, which means we do have the ability to drop mortars upon the enemy. So we will summon our Blood and Fireborn, our Kadai, onto the field, then drop Dreadquakes and the Hushet Doom Rocket on the enemy at the same time. Try to reduce their numbers of infantry. There we go, the mortars are in, though the hits weren't as good in terms of hitting the enemy's direct center, because we're near to a Dreadquake Mega Mortar. We have 5 uses of that Dreadquake. That said, we only have 2 uses of the Blood and Fireborn, so we're gonna have to figure out how to hit those enemies when they're actually tied up otherwise. Anyway, the train continues to work here, and the enemy has very few ways in which they can destroy it. Also, I think maybe luckily this is a Skullcracker train, so it will be able to charge the enemy and damage them fairly quickly, and then charge out, if we can avoid it getting killed at least, by the by the enemy range. That said, it's obviously going to be a major target to kill off the enemy range, and the single enemy flyer here, which our Lord is going to spend their time chasing. The Mega Mortar, actually this is just the Dreadquake Mortar, not Mega, but still Dreadquake is going to continue to fire. Really gotta knock those artillery pieces out. I really didn't expect either a Grudge Thrower or the Fire Rain rockets, or Hellstorm rocket batteries, to do all that much damage to a train, but there it is. Plus we got discouraged on it from the Regiment of Renown, but that's not a huge deal to us at the current time. Especially because we do have the repair ability on the Demon Smith Sorcerer. Or the Demon Smith. Is it Demon Smith Sorcerer or just Demon Smith? Demon Smith Sorcerer, yes. Alrighty, so he can repair the train twice, so we're not super concerned, and as the enemy starts getting closer to us with the Free Company Militia or with anything else, and we move away both the train and its little buddy here. There we go. Thus far, still have not yet engaged our main army. We do have a relatively limited amount of ammunition on the Skullcracker Dreadquake Mortar, however, which is something of a problem, and though we do have to remember that we also do have a Castellan here, which does have the reload ability, so we can always go back there. Damage thus far has actually been fairly good towards the enemy. We've been dropping spells on them, namely Gehenna's Golden Hounds, the occasional Searing Doom, whatever we can cast for cheap to try to do as much damage. Obviously, the Hounds are not the most reliable, but when combined with the Dreadquake, we can occasionally at least force the enemy to move in a direction that we want, and that's looking pretty good. I really want to delete all those Quarrelers so that our own range units are under no more threat. Gonna try to drop a few more spells on the enemy. Obviously, without the Kadai Fireborn here, the enemy cannot be tied up, but the Searing Doom stops the enemy from escaping one way, while we drop another Dreadquake Mortar Barrage on the other. So as long as we use spells in combination like that, we can force the enemy to get stuck between two spells, and thus take essentially glancing damage from both at the very least. So, not horrible. And the train continues. That hit was a little bit off by the looks of it. Didn't seem to kill all that many. In fact, I'm not sure that killed any, but at least it did some damage. But every single piece of ammunition wasted like that's a little bit of disappointment. The Free Company Militia got charged over here by our Iron Demon in melee, and then the Demon's gonna get out before it takes damage from the Quarrelers. Thorgrim and the Slayers are chasing the train around, but they're all far too slow to catch these guys. 61 speed isn't really all that fast, but you know, this is a Dwarfen army. And the way to rip a Dwarfen army apart is oftentimes just to move much, much faster than that. Mobility, after all, has quite a bit of value. Anyway, we are certainly dishing out the damage. In fact, the bounce power is now in our favor, having reduced the enemy numbers by about 2/3. Not quite 2/3 yet, but getting there. Still trying to target those range units as best we can. Looks like that ranger unit is done for, completely destroyed with that near direct hit. Looks like the enemy Skyhammer Regiment of Renowned Gyro Bomber also has not been able to do anything, as our Lord's just been chasing it around for this entire time. Surprisingly, the Gyro Bomber is active where our Lord is not. How does this thing have perfect vigor? Or does it just not care when it flies? Huh. I wonder if flying units that are machines can get tired. Well, you know what's... this one's real tired now because it's dead. Or it'll never be tired again because of that. I don't know which one. Oh wow, I never noticed that the dwarf kind of just stays in there but doesn't look wounded. Looks like he's just sitting there the same exact way he was when he was alive. Not a very bloody death for him. But a death nonetheless. Anyway, we continue, and now our second use of Kadai Fireborn. The enemy miners trying to move in to help, and we drop another mortar barrage upon them. A Gehenna's Golden Hounds following suit, and even a use of the final transmutation. Not super effective against all these units, but because there are lots and lots of little like remnants of units here, I figured it's better to hit them all with a spell and damage them slightly, hopefully enough to get them out. There's a decent amount of HP on those Longbeards, or at least there was, but it looks like they're going to get deleted as well. Well done. Kadai Fireborn now have no regular enemies to fight, and Ungrim is going to, well, no doubt, take them out. And our Skullcracker Dreadquake Mortar is also out of ammunition, but it can also charge in and make use of that Skullcracker. There we go. And those few miners wanted to fight it, but I don't think they're going to have much of a chance against it, and I do think that they're starting to run as well. Fantastic. Alrighty, let's see what we're looking at. Going to chase off these spears, basically trying to have this mortar chase off any units that are in small numbers like this so that they can't come back and annoy us. They still have a few problems. There is Thorgrim, a unit of Slayers, which is obviously going to take some effort to destroy, as well as Ungrim. Ungrim and Thorgrim are going to be the real issue here. That said, we still have not committed our main force, or at least not yet, but are going to start finally moving them out now that the enemy army has by and large been destroyed. We've also moved our Bull Centaur Tauruk out, and we're going to head him towards the Runesmith. Unfortunately, our Overseer tried to attack the Runesmith, but surprisingly, despite the fact that Runesmiths are generally not good fighters, our Lord got kind of wrecked, so we'll have to have the Centaur do it for him. Which is a great melee fighter, so shouldn't have too much trouble, and there we go. The enemy's losing health, and the Centaur is just fine. Hits for 876 weapon strength, 70 and 64 melee attack and defense, all this without items. So it's very nice to be able to get these level 40 plus heroes on the field, and there we go. The Centaur takes the, I was about to say, takes the Runesmith's head, but actually just ripped him in half. Swell. Alrighty, well, there is still the Slayers remaining on the field, but Thorgrim and his range units have decided that this is not, in fact, going to be possible for him, which is kind of hilarious. There is still, however, the Slayers and Ungrim, both of which are unbreakable. Our single Iron Demon firing on them, though because of the hill it looks like it's not being super effective with those cannonades, but we can always back off and do a little bit more damage. We also do still have spells available in the form of, I think, another Dreadquake Mortar at the very least, so the Tauruk is going to charge, force the Slayers to attack him, wherein we will drop spells both on the Slayers and on the Tauruk, but giving the Tauruk the Glittering Robe for a plus 60 armor and the Armor of Contempt bound ability for another 30. So he's got 205 armor, 88 melee defense, and shouldn't suffer a lot of damage from the AoE effects, but the Slayers, being relatively fragile as they are, most definitely will. There we go. Searing Doom coming down in combination with Flame and Death. I forget the name of the ability. The bound ability on heroes plus the Dreadquake Mortar, and it looks like all of the Slayers are done for. I think that was the last one that just got shot by the Demonsmith Sorcerer. And beautiful. Those guys are done for. Oh, no, there's still 3 more, but it'll soon be none. Now there is just Ungrim to contend with, and we've faced off against him before when he basically killed a bunch of Centaurs while fighting 3 Centaur Tauruks, so we can't be underestimating him. Alright, 1 more Slayer left. And no Slayers left now. Lovely. Well done to the Iron Demon, though it is also starting to run out of ammunition as well, but I think at this point we can certainly handle a single unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to array our blunderbusses for this. Everybody here has a job to do, every unit a target. Maybe not every unit, but most units have a target, and we have not had to commit most of our armies so far. Oh, you gotta love that train, though. Basically, that one train destroyed this army, with a little bit of help from the bound abilities, mind you, but still, damn fantastic work there. And there we go, the blunderbusses are in, and both of them fire away at Mr. Ungrim. He is going to try to give chase, but obviously slowed down and reduced in terms of armor by the Plague of Rust upgraded. The Castellan can take a few hits, but unfortunately the enemy does catch up, though with very low HP now. Either we need to get a few more hits on him, or we need to surround him and kill him with our lords, if we can. As I recall, he does have a... Wait, does he have regeneration? 1107... No, maybe not. Well, if he doesn't, then we should be able to wear him down. Here come the regular troops. The Overseer comes in as well to help the Centaur, who actually took a few heavy hits from the from Ungrim there, despite the extra 205 armor, but I guess Ungrim has a lot of armor piercing with that big old two-hander. Not to worry, though. We should be able to bring him down like that. A little bit of damage to our own from the Iron Demon, but that was its last shot. And yeah, it looks like the Chaos Dwarf Warriors aren't going to be super effective at this, but that's okay. We'll use the blunderbusses for this, even at the cost of a few of those Chaos Dwarf Warriors. No big deal. Down to 429 HP. He does have, I believe, invincibility when he falls to the ground like that. Man, it's certainly taking effort to bring him down. Oh wow, did the Castellan roll before firing? That was kind of neat. And Ongrim is still not dead. He's at 1 HP. I believe that's the death blow. And finally, he gets brought down. There we go. Well, so much for the enemy's plan to destroy our convoy, which in fact has ended up not taking all that much damage in the first place. Well done to the train. I really was not expecting this to go as well as it did, but hey, it certainly was a very different battle than the ones that we have fought recently. Okay, do I feel a little bad about doing that? Yes, a little bit. I mean, I don't consider that particular battle to be cheesy in the sense that, well, the enemy couldn't catch up to our trains, okay? They couldn't. So why would we force the trains into melee combat when we can destroy the enemy from a distance using the power of the Dreadquake Mortar? If you guys think that that was a little bit cheesy, then let me know, because I don't have to fight battles. Well, I generally don't like using cheese tactics, but I just don't think that this particular battle applies, because we used what we had, and we had very limited stuff. Plus, it was hilarious. Oh, poor Thorgrim. Ungrim is down, almost his entire army is destroyed, minus that one unit of Quarrelers that escaped just to try to catch this poor little tiny convoy, which was so weak. And a little bit of replenishment will take, and hey, we got a Razor Standard out of it. I don't think they want to keep it, we've got better armies for that, but oh man. Those poor Regu dwarfs. Anyway, Bellicor, what do you got? Military alliance. I don't think so, not yet. Eventually, probably, but not yet. I'm not sure that there's any point to this right now other than you forcing us into more wars. And plus, as I recall, you don't like somebody that we're friends with, so yeah, let's just wait. I have a feeling that Rakarth will declare war on us, but frankly, we're so far away from him at this point that we don't really care. Peace treaty with the Sisters of Twilight. Do we care about this? They're currently at war with the Drowned and Nagaron. Well, we are friendly with the Drowned, but the Drowned will be dead shortly. Oh, in fact, speaking of the Drowned, I forget, did we rebuild our outpost? Because if we didn't, we may want to try to actually build a couple of their units before they die so we can keep them. You know what? We still want Nagaron to be friendly, though, so no peace. It's not like these guys will ever get to us. So we don't care. Sin Dancers, Subtle Torture. You want military access? No, because that'll piss off the Dark Elves, and they're very nice trading partners, if nothing else. Man, Heimling's Tongue, and is that everybody? Man, I know that battle was just a little fight, but it was still pretty funny. Ally mission successful, the Dread Fleet, sure. Enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle. Defeated Thorgrim gives us more research as well. Well, isn't that swell? Kazadni, you can lose that Razor Standard because we can give it to somebody else. And you got defeated Ongrim traders, alright. Suddenly, Kazadni is quite powerful. You know what? Maybe we should give him some more heroes for this army. It's a tiny little army, but now I kind of don't want him to die. There's that weapon, oh, that's a Sword of Cain rather, from a last episode. Ah, no, Draj's ambush got foiled. That's disappointing. I was hoping to destroy the full stack of Belagar, which we may still be able to do so, depending on if he runs. I'm willing to bet he would run if we send Overseer Jeg Throng over there, but if we don't, we might still be able to pull that off. As in the fight, I mean. Yeah, alright, anyway, Tech Thief is... Oh, and one of the Tech Thieves says... Come back, Ceaseless March Tech, and... Ooh, I guess we gotta pick a new tech. Ambusher discovered Karl Franz. Oh. Oh, he's gonna try to reclaim Beckhofen, isn't he? What's the defenses like? I mean, the defenses are pretty good, and Astrogoth is still there, so I think he wouldn't attack, and if he tries, he'd fail. And ooh, because Thorgrim survived the battle despite losing, we can get the defeat trait on Astrogoth, actually right now if we wanted to. And why are you suffering attrition? Oh, that's the little fake army. Yeah, the little spawned army. Yeah, that's fine. Castellan Drill Master, unit experience for Chaos Dwarfs, that's fine. And Chaos Dwarf Warriors, I mean. And the rest of this we don't really care about. And hey, look at that. It's... yeah, it's... I like... This is it's a great name. I wish I was named. Anyway. Alright, it was a dumb joke. I get it. Don't stop looking at me like that. I can feel your stares through the screen. Anyway, let's see. Does... ooh, I wanted to see if Thorek... yeah, he is here. Oh, man. All right, so we got the fight with Thorek versus Zhatan, potentially. I think we'll save this for next episode. Draj versus Belagar. What else happened between the end turns in proximity to us? Wait, is anybody going to be trying to attack Raider Namtar? I really don't want him to die, and ooh... you're kind of nearby. We do have the Fortress of Dawn near as well, but the reinforcements out of it are frankly kind of trash. Oh, wait a second. Wait, you have the Navigator. Yeah, I was wondering whether you could heal. We have to go somewhere safe, Namtar. I mean, yeah, I see armies there, but you're not going to be able to take them out until you get your proper stack, so we're going to ignore that for now. What do we got over here? Alistar is chasing us by himself. We can't fight all those dragons, but we can get the heck out of here. So, Mysterious Island, and let's go. I guess we'll keep this raider at sea. Far sight, please. Favorable winds? Well, that'll allow you to escape even further, and you're immune to attrition. So if the enemy chases you, well, then they will suffer attrition like they're already doing. In fact, if they chase you for a really long time, we could sort of kill them that way, but I'm not sure that we want to spend every turn in doing that sort of thing. Man, that battle actually took quite a while, didn't it? But anyway, we'll save the big fights for a next episode, I think, because I want to do them justice, and they're also going to take a good long time, so there'll be proper things for next episode. Now, what were we doing? Battle reinforcements, ambush success chance, control, scorched earth. We do want Beast of Zharr for the reduction in armament costs. We have weapons of war, so that's fine. Sorcery has the mass sacrifices thing that we have been wanting. We have the powers of the Conclave, and we could go through Sacrificial Vats and Shyish Bound, but I'm not sure that we care that much about those. We have everything good here. Siege supplies will be necessary for the final fight against the endgame dwarfs, but they're not here yet. We got Ward Save, which ain't bad. Casualty or punishment rate, also not bad. Local recruitment capacity, also not bad, damn it. And yeah, there's some good stuff in here, but I'm still tempted the most, I think, by the mass sacrifices. Even if we have to go through two relatively useless things to get them, we'll go for those first, and then we'll go through here afterward. Well, no, you know what, maybe Beast of Zharr, and then through that. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Alrighty, and oh, hello, little tiny army. Thick Candoom. Alright, well, I assume that Raider Vargar will like some thick because he's going to have to kill off this army. I would think that this would be auto-resolvable. It's not a strong army, after all. I would really prefer these two to proceed southward and grab Teotihuacan, which we can grab at max level now. In fact, wait, you are going to go past Teotihuacan. Oh, wait. We are waiting for you to get your last cannon, and Yadri the Unbreakable is supposed to join this army as well, but I guess Yadri can join afterwards. That's fine. Alright, so we'll send Overseer True-Eye here to Teotihuacan. Is it Teotihuacan or Teotihuacan? I don't know. Alternatively, I could have sent these guys back, but whatever. Colonize his tower tier 5, obviously. Like so, and then we'll build that up, though we should be okay. We'll actually have to turn on Teclis soon, and I would like Teclis to be out of the picture as well. Anyway, let's move whoever doesn't need a big fight right now, but anything that's auto-resolvable or something of that nature we can still do. Alright, try to attack the Candoom. Can you auto-resolve this? He is going to run, which means you can. Damn, is Scav gonna have to do it? That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I think Scap's gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna hope that nobody can attack at Teotihuacan next turn and kill Overseer Trua, but at the end of the day, the loss of a single Overseer wouldn't be that big of a deal. So, you're gonna head over here and kill Thick. I guess it'll get you closer to the Iceforge Legion. Auto-resolve this. Nobody better die. Certainly didn't need to fight that, and I wasn't really willing to chase him around. Let's get the labor as we're going to... Oh, don't cross the water. Did he cross the water? Oh, I hate that behavior. Brass Cleaver for Raider Vargarl, but you know what? I don't think we'll keep that on Vargarl. We'll give this to somebody else, maybe. Although Raiders could be decent users of it. Yeah, I really dislike the behavior where these guys cross the water despite, you know, you not wanting them to cross the water. That also cost us roughly a turn on Scap, but since he has to get these guys to come closer to him anyway, it's not a, well, hopefully not a huge deal. Anyway, and these guys are now good. We have a few more turns until we can get to the High Elves. Zhatan's going to attack Thorax, so we'll leave him to do that next time around. Yoba's Stormbreaker. Oh, you've got Galbaraz and Cetra the Imperishable there. What do you have in terms of your army? It's a pretty good one. Lovely. Man, okay, it looks like the next couple of episodes will most likely be a single turn as we fight a lot of major battles at once. Belagar, Cetra, and Thorak all at the same time. I think Thorak's army is the weakest, so we'll probably save that one for... Oh, are you not able to close the distance here? Oh! Huh, this guy might sally out, I wonder. I didn't think that this guy couldn't reach him. Oh well, go here. I guess if they sally out to attack Yobaz, then they do. And damn, I should have stolen the tech first. But I think if you back off, you won't be able to siege it again, so it's not risky. Let's just head you down to Agrul Migdal Town, and you tech thief you I already stole from this place. No, you did not, but you shall right now. And you didn't fail. Beautiful. And we're almost at the end of needing the tech thieves as well, which is nice. Ooh, there's an Imric here as well. Mad Hatter is waiting for his troops, though. The troop train has nearly arrived, in fact. I guess we'll send the Mad Hatter to kill Shifty Muckrake and then move back. So, Mad Hatter. And, oh, you can't reach this guy. Well, that's disappointing. Well, you can reach him, but then that'll force him this way, but I guess he can't take these out, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, you attack Shifty Muckraker there, Overseer Blackbeard. Keep our borders in reasonably good shape, and nah. We actually could have approached fairly close to him with the Mad Hatter, but yeah, you know what, Mad Hatter, stay near the Valea's Sorrow territory so that they can't do anything about this. And yeah, he can't do anything about any of these. Honestly, I don't think he could have actually taken Valea's Sorrow, but yeah, that's fine. We will want to advance this way, but afterwards, we will also definitely want to... Is this a fight? Is this like an actual fight or no? You know what? There's a decent-sized stack here, so Thrunbaj may have to fight it. Damn, lots of fighty episodes upcoming. Either way, that doesn't change the fact that... oh, you can't reach Carrick Drawn from here? Damn. Well, somebody has to, so I guess it's gonna be you guys. Alright, well, go this way. And I guess we'll leave Thrunbaj to take out Mount Squighorn then. You guys move forward. Like so, and then Thrunbaj will attack this next turn. Troop Train, you are sort of not actually needed here. And who the heck was Daktang Yuan of Vargash? I do not for the life of me remember what I was going to do with you, man. We have a bunch of stuff, and you have Fanatical. Lore of Metal, eh? Oh! No, you already have Lore of Metal. Who the heck was I gonna put this army? Who was I gonna put this one? Whose army? You have Sorcerer of Hashut. It can't have been for this army, could it? Just to get 2 lore. You know what? Yes, it is. It is for the healing of those guys, so yeah, that's fine. And we'll pop you into this army, but not this turn, as Thrunbaj is going to have to hit Mount Squighorn either way. Let's also make sure that it's not in the way as he travels up that road. Alrighty, that looks good to me. And I believe that's about it. So I think I'm going to call the episode here. We will start next episode off with the... Ooh, wait. Essen is sparsely defended. You know what? You're going to go ahead and quickly sack or raise Essen, Astrogoth. Moving further down into this territory, but I like Karazakarak to start... Oh, in fact, is this the last of Karazakarak's territories? Auto-resolve. Please don't hurt too much. Now you're fine. We can sack it for quite a bit of labor or raw materials. Funnily enough, we don't need the raw materials as much as we used to. Labor it is. And you are still going to be able to raise it. Swell, and there's that defeated Thorgrim trait. Absolutely fantastic. And we got a little army here as well. Oh, you can't raise it at the same time? Okay, occupy this factory briefly. We can transfer it or we can use it to heal or something. Armor gained. Oh, that was the long victory as well. Absolutely fantastic. Passive ability, Embrace of Scavor. Replenishes hit points. So we got a healing ability that also provides immunity contact effects. Looks like a very strong armor. The physical resistance might be not so great against some armies, but you know what? Maybe we put this on the wielder of the Sword of Cain, so that they have regeneration. Effect increases with each nearby entity death, after all. Yeah. Morgrim's Eye. This was one of the reasons I wanted to build an all-ranged army. Accuracy and increase armor-piercing missile damage, plus range increase, and war machine artillery and missile infantry power increase. And then lastly, the Hammer of Smednir. A speed and charge reduction sort of ability. Affects units if grounded, and it's an explosion. Though I guess it remains to be seen how much of a... well, range is 100, so it's not too bad. It can certainly slow down enemies moving toward it. I'm not sure who will put this on, but anyway. Karazakarag destroyed, and long victory complete. So just before the endgame scenario, we've managed to destroy the major dwarf factions that we had to. Thorak is actually going to be destroyed next episode, and I do believe... Well, Belagar is the one that will remain, because we can't reach him quite yet. But hopefully we'll get there eventually. Anyway, as I said, calling it here, lots of massive battles still left to fight, so stay tuned for those. A lovely long victory, lovely convoy destruction of the enemy, and frankly an embarrassment for the Karazakarag dwarfs, which is just the perfect way to destroy them. Anyway, more Zhatan to come. Stay tuned for more. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.